Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. I've done something like this before when you're cleaning up a logo of a wine bottle when it traces like this and it's just off. But I've never done it on just part of the logo because I can't do it because of the wine bottle and the glass. So I'm going to hopefully show you the way I would think about things. I'm going to draw a 2-point line. And I'm going to try to put it like right in the middle. It actually has a midpoint between those two lines. Now I'm going to draw another, start moving and then hold down the control button to get it perpendicular. Now we need that line to get up to there. And then pick which one you think is best, what side. I actually think this side on this part is the best. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a duplicate of this and hit the plus key and move it over. And I'm going to delete this side. And I'm actually going to delete all the rest of it below the line. And I am going to take this line. I've got it. Okay, you see it. It's still trying to see that bottle. So I'm going to go and I'm going to break the curve apart. And then you can just grab that. That actually, well, there is a little speck there. But if we look at under view and wireframe, it's just that part there. So this is kind of unorthodox, but yeah, I love it. I think it worked pretty well. I'm going to take my shape tool and I'm going to get this thing and I'm going to clean this up a little bit and maybe move that out a little bit, maybe add a node there, just kind of play with it, what you think the top of a wine bottle, one part of it would kind of look like. And we could actually add a node there and maybe just bring it over. This would be a good point to, I got to remember my nudge factor, what my nudge factor is. It's set on 1. So I'm going to set on 0.01. And by doing that, I can move nodes minutely. And if you see, I can hit my left arrow key and woo, even 0.01 is too much. So let's go 0.001, which is an engraver setting that I normally have. Let's grab the node with the shape tool and let's just bring it out a little bit. And I'm going to call that good. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this line here for just a second. But I'm going to take this line and I'm going to go to Effects and Contour, 0.02. And look what it did. Maybe that's not enough. I actually think it is. I'm going to try it with square corners and see what it does, because it's still going to round off that shape. I'm going to call that good. So we don't need, my line will stop it from cutting. I don't need this inside line. Now, you notice I can't cut it. It's because it is a contour, so I have to break the contour apart. And I don't need these lines. I'm going to get rid of my old lines. And there's a little bit of detail right there. Whoop. Might have to zoom in to get it. It's just what's left over from that original line. And I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to delete this. Now I'm going to set my nudge factor, well, in just a second. Now I can get rid of these lines. I'm going to grab this, Control G to group, Control D to duplicate. And while grabbing this two-sided arrow, I'm going to get right there. That looks pretty good. Now what I can do is group this together, Control G, and I'm going to actually make it red so we can see the old and the new. I'm going to set my nudge factor back on 1 inch, and I'm going to bring the bottle back, and my nodes match up pretty good down here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shape tool. Well, you know what I should have done? I'm going to put the lines back. That line right there. And I'm going to take that line, and because I backed up, I took off my nudge distance, I'm going to put this over here and I'm going to nudge it to the left. And now I can cut away the top of the bottle. Now I can take my line away and nudge this back over. Okay, I backed up so far. Control D to duplicate and then get the two-sided arrow. And all we'd have to do now is kind of match up. I would match up my bottom part of my bottle with the part. It's almost perfect on this end. It's a little bit off, but I'm going to do the bottom part of the bottle, leaving, I think that's pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is take, because I'm afraid it might have a leak, I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool and cross my fingers, and it doesn't leak. Then I can move that out of the way. And now I have a more symmetrical looking bottle. And there's other things I need to do, like right here. So now I can, just to let you know, I'm cleaning it up. Left click, right click. I'm actually going to I want this to be a curve, like a curved line. So I'm going to get my 3-point curve line and go from about right there to right there, and then kind of holding down the control button, trying to stay within the lines. And then I can just delete this. I took away my rectangle. I'm always afraid of leaks because a leak will leak all through the page. And now let's nudge that over. And I'm going to do the same thing to the top one, but you get the idea. And then that way, there's a little bit of I call that a whoop-de-doo. Let's left click, right click, and there's really nothing to it except for just take that. Now I need to clean up the outside. I'm going to use the smoothing tool and just kind of smooth that up a little bit. Now when I fill it in with black, I have a better looking wine bottle that I already have in my drawing. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.